Hello, ladies and gentlemen, Keaton here, and welcome back to that one time a week where we take a look back at everything that we released this week. It's the Tengu Drop Recap. Alright, so this week we covered a couple of new games, so instead of wasting time, let's hop on into what was released this week. First up on Monday, Joe returned to Cosmocoria as the little naked astronaut, trying to bring beauty back to the space lands of mystery. So yeah, Joe is back playing Cosmocoria. This time he's looking at, I don't know if it's the pre-early access version or what, but he's essentially coming back to it because Cosmocoria is hitting Steam early access on the 29th, I believe. Then I know Joe is really excited to get back to it. He did an hour-long video for this past Monday, so if you were a fan of Cosmocoria back when it was back in the Kickstarter days, definitely check it out. It's much more Cosmocoria. A lot of things have been tweaked. I've been talking to Joe about them, and he talked a little bit about the a lot of the changes that were made to the game. So it's gonna be interesting seeing him sort of come to terms with the changes, which are probably going to be a lot more frequent and a lot more noticeable now that it's heading to Steam early access. So there's a lot to look forward to. Cosmocoria, definitely check it out if it's especially if you've been waiting for more Cosmocoria. It's there for you to check out, so go ahead and check it out. But on Monday, we also released a video for The Master Plan, another early access game that actually came out on Monday. It's a top-down, sort of tactical heist game. It's in very early stages. The version of the game that I played for the video was actually a early access version, so it was like alpha in a way. I think like a day or so after I recorded the video, they released the early access version, which sort of addressed some of the issues that I had with the game. The main one being like an options menu. They kind of added an options menu, but yeah, I played a little bit more of it. It still needs some work, but I think, you know, the beauty of early access is obviously the developers can gauge their audience and see what they want out of it. I'll be honest, I was originally really excited to play it because I read that it was a turn-based tactical game, but it's actually not a turn-based game at all, which was a little disappointing. The way that they do approach it is the tactical side is it slows down time to like a Max Payne style, so you can sort of determine where you want to go, what you want to do. But again, I think those mechanics need some tweaking, so we'll see where Master Plan goes in the future. Might come back to it somewhere down the road, who knows. Anyway, moving on to Tuesday. On Tuesday, I did a video for Boo Bunny Plague. Now, this is a game that I didn't really know much going into, and it was somewhat of a surprise to realize that it's a musical. Yeah, it's a musical. If you haven't watched the video, go watch the video for the musical bits, because it's actually pretty funny. I really like the concept. I really like this concept of a musical game that's not like a rock band game. You know, it's a straight up musical with musical numbers. The characters sing, or well, the main character sings. The main character sings way too much, in my opinion. That would be one of my major downsides. Is the character is so in your face with this manic, bizarre personality. It sort of gets annoying at a point, because like the character will continuously sing the same loop while you're trying to complete a mission. It just got a little excessive at the end there. It's also a very rough around the edges game, and I'm not too sure if that was meant to be that way. Like, it feels very much like an old school like PS1 era game where it was a little on the jank side, but that was sort of the charm of the game, if you know what I'm saying. The animations are sort of that way as well. No disrespect to the developers if they're listening to this. It's just that's what I kind of got. I got like this feeling that the jank was part of the charm, and it actually made me appreciate the game a little more that way. So, for better or worse, it was an okay experience. $5, I can't really go wrong with that. $5 musical, yeah, it's alright. Boo Bunny Plague, check it out. Now on Wednesday, Joe continued The Escapists. Now, I do believe in this video, Joe goes over the tutorial level that was added. I think it was recently, so, you know, it's more Escapists. If you've been enjoying it, there we go. Much more Escapist as Joe continues to find ways to break out of prison, you know, while keeping his things and all the good stuff that, you know, the charm of being in prison. Anyway, on Wednesday we also did more Fight the Dragon. God, that game is good. So we ended up doing a lot of random levels in that game, and a lot of the levels that we played were extreme difficulty levels, which kind of kicked our butts, but we managed still. Really cool stuff. I really enjoy playing that game. We're probably not going to stop playing it anytime soon. It gets updated really frequently, so it's like we're never out of content. So that is pretty much a game that we can keep playing until there's like no content left, and the loot seems to be very random, so there's a likeliness that we won't play until we're like decked out in like super rare buffs and gear that, and we just mow down through everyone's levels like, ah ha ha, we're so good, ah, we are Fight the Dragon Masters. I don't know, but there's probably more to come. We really enjoy playing that game. I sounded like a robot in most of it because I don't know, internet problems. It could have been Skype, I don't know, man, just internet blows here. Anyway, moving on to Thursday. On Thursday, I did the expected Nuclear Throne one-shot, played as Young Venus. Was doing pretty well. Then I got too cocky in the Crystal Caves, and the spider webs were my undoing, but it was a pretty good run. I was kind of hoping I would be able to re-record that one, just because it was such a silly video, and I wasn't sure if I would have to do a Nuclear Throne update video, because you know, updates have been so random recently. But anyway, that was the video because there was no update. Yeah, it was alright. I could have done better. Anyway, the other Thursday video I did was Paper Sorcerer. That was a pretty fun game, actually. Paper Sorcerer sort of mixes a whole bunch of different RPG elements, like text-based RPGs where, you know, you wake up in a dark room, you look to your left and you see something. It also brings together like a turn-based RPG battle parts, but you can also free roam in the world in a 3D space, and on top of that, it looks a little like Mad World. So Paper Sorcerer, I really dug. Like, in retrospective, I really enjoyed Paper Sorcerer. I don't know if I'll do it as a series on the channel, but I'm definitely going to play more of it on my own. It's a really cool game. I really enjoy doing the voices. I'm starting to realize, I think thanks to like stuff like Hot to Full Boyfriend, I'm really enjoying doing voices. They all sound the same, but you know, I enjoy doing them. Anyway, moving on to Friday. On Friday, we did the Stalker, a Gary's Mod game mode. Pretty interesting. I think a lot of people might think of it as the Hidden ripoff, but it's unique in its own right. I don't know. I've never actually played the Hidden. I've seen it, but I've never actually played it. But we played the Stalker. We did it on a beautiful forest map that had some visual bugs, but for the most part, it looked great. It made for a really great thumbnail. I really enjoyed putting that thumbnail together. But the Stalker, pretty interesting, pretty fun. I'm actually kind of excited to play more of it in like really absurd like locations. The Stalker maps that come with the mode, not that fun to play, not that fun to look through. But something like the forest, that was really fun to play through. So I don't know, we might do more in the future, who knows. Definitely check it out if you haven't, and let us know if you want to see more of it. It's a different mode from like the hide and seek and the murders that we've been doing. So let us know if you enjoyed the Stalker, especially it's a brand new mode. We want to know what you guys think, so definitely let us know. Anyway, on Friday, Joe posted another video for Mini Metro. I guess he couldn't wait to show you his more track building skills, yo. Throwing train gang signs there. But yeah, he did more Mini Metro Sao Paulo. So, you know, if you've been aching for more Mini Metro and, I don't know, Cosmocoria wasn't your bag, or either was the Escapists, there we go. More Mini Metro for your viewing pleasure. I don't know, I did an accent there. But, yeah, moving on to Saturday. On Saturday, we did more 7 Days to Die. Or as I like to say, it's the tree game. Sorry. I don't know why I broke out into song there for a second. Yeah, so I actually really enjoyed playing 7 Days to Die recently. For Saturday's video. A lot of absurd things happen. Like us finding the corner of buildings and just the corner of buildings, and some funny spawn issues. Like seriously, that 7 Days to Die episode, pretty great. Yeah, you should just check it out. I don't want to spoil anything, fun conversations are to be had when when you're just met with nothing but trees, man. You gotta spend that time doing something, and we spent that time talking, and things were talked about. Oh yes, indeedy, things were talked about. So if you have not watched it yet, go ahead and watch it, because it's got some stuff in it. Anyway, that about wraps it up for the week. But before I officially wrap things up, the next episode of Build should be up. Either it should already be up, or it shall be up later today at the time of this posting. You know, I don't know. I don't know what the release schedule is going to look like yet. Oh. But anyway, yeah, so we continue the convenience store. This is episode 204 that we've already recorded. We shall be continuing that hopefully at some point soon. Anyway, this coming week we should have some interesting things down the pipeline, assuming everything goes to plan. Hopefully at least one new game, maybe another game, we'll see. It depends on the developers and everything, so don't quote me on anything. I'm just letting you guys know, don't shoot the messenger. But anyway, that is the week in Tengu Drop content. If you have missed anything, you can check the description for links to everything that we released this week. And yeah, until next week, take care of yourselves. Hope you guys had an amazing week, and I'll see you guys next week for another Tengu Drop weekly recap. Bye!